What's happening, party people? It is Saturday, I think April 16th maybe. Still getting people calling me and texting me and asking me when I'll be in their area. Man, I don't know, I have promises to connect with people, help them with whatever they need help with. They tell me they need 2 or 3 things done. I get there, the list is 10, 12 deep, and we end up doing 20 things, so that kind of makes it hard to estimate when I'll be there. I have done a manual swap by myself in a location, and took me 2 days, start to finish, done, 2 full days. I've had help with a manual swap with one of my buddies out there in New York. We did one in less than 24 hours. I got there, like 4 in the afternoon, 11 o'clock in the morning the next day, we were test driving that car. So it can be done. However, when you add task to the project, you turn a manual swap into a project, man, it takes a while, People ask me, hey, can I get an estimate on how much it'll cost? Well, if you only want your timing belt done, I could give you an estimate. But if I get there, you got a timing belt, a PCV job, 2 control arms, 2 rotors, 2 wheel hubs, that estimate is shot. I say all that to say this. If you know you got 2 boxes of parts, you might want to take those boxes of parts, look up those videos, look in the description area of those videos, and see what the time estimate is. In all of my DIY videos, in the description area, I have an estimate of time and an estimate of cost. Go on the long side. So if the estimate says 30 minutes to 1 hour, write down the 1 hour. Go to all those videos for all of those jobs that you have parts for, add all those hours up, and then you can calculate what it'll probably cost for me to help you. So I was talking to one of my guys. He kind of estimated his cost to me per hour, and it fluctuated somewhere between $65 an hour and $75 an hour. My goal in meeting with anybody is to spend at least 6 hours with them if they have a whole day's work. I could get there, do a few hours, take a lunch break, maybe help with Diane with something, check on Diane, come back, work a few more hours. I want to give you at least 6 hours, or 6 hours in a day. So if I gave you 6 hours and you paid me $50 an hour, my part, and you covered my expenses, usually somewhere around $150 a day, that's about $75 an hour. So for a day, you'll be around $450, $500 a day. Now, if you take your car to the Volvo dealer and ask them to do a timing belt job, they charge you book time. They charge you book time. They don't charge you how long it takes. So if the book time's 4.5 hours, that's what they charge you. I normally charge you actual time. So if I do your timing belt job in 1 hour and 15 minutes, that's what I charge you. So usually we could get several things done in the time it would take 1 or 2 jobs at some kind of shop or dealership or something like that. So they're charging anywhere from $125 to $250 an hour, and you're paying me $75 an hour. You normally come out ahead. Most time I've checked the numbers, you're normally around 50 cents on the dollar versus what a shop will cost you when you're having me help you with stuff. That's what I normally come up with. So I just wanted to go over that with you. Cost of the jobs, and of course you got to consider how long it'll take because of all the parts you have. Good way to calculate that. During this trip, I've learned that it takes me a lot longer to get stuff done when we got micromanagement going on. So when we're working on something and you're involved in the job, say, hey, don't use this, do that, don't do this, do that, I want it done this way instead of that way. Man, I enjoy the people that I'm helping being there, and we're talking and we're hanging out and we're learning. But when we're picking and choosing parts and don't have new parts and fixing old parts and cleaning up parts and on and on and on, that 4-hour job may take 12 hours. Definitely it'll take 8 hours. So on average, it takes twice as long to get the job done when, lack of a better term, is being micromanaged. So keep that in mind. If you want me to polish bolts, fix used parts, check 3 parts and decide which one, I got to get your permission to put something on. You want it done this way instead of that way. Takes more time. Keep that in mind. Also, the warranty. You guys know I offer a world-class warranty. Same warranty I gave my mama. 38 minutes. Now, if you decide that you want me to use some modified part, some home manufactured part, some part that you got from Jimmy John from somewhere down the road, man, I can't warranty that stuff. You know, I got a call from somebody a day or two ago. They have an oil leak. They asked me to use a homemade gasket. Now it's leaking. Now they want me to fix it. I don't know if that's fair to me, when we probably should have used the right gasket kit for it instead of making one out of shoelaces. So keep that in mind. If we don't have good parts, I almost don't want to do the job, let alone warranty it. So I can understand why a lot of mechanics don't want you bringing your own parts, because then you want them to warranty it or do the job twice when it wasn't their fault that the part you supplied didn't work. You know, so I don't want to use shoestrings to fix your car and then have you want me to come back and redo it. Kind of not fair to me. I had one of my viewers in the Los Angeles area ask me to get them a tow hitch. I got the tow hitch in Seattle. When I got to Seattle, I thought I'd be there a couple days, be in Portland a couple days, be down in the LA area in a couple weeks. Well, going on 3 months tomorrow, I'm basically at my 4th city. I may not make it to LA when they need their tow hitch. So if you are close to LA and you have access to a tow hitch that you could loan or sell me, I would appreciate it. I need to get this viewer a tow hitch so they can use it in a week or 2. And I have a tow hitch with me that I can replace it with. I can send you a picture of it if you like. It's one of the 3-point mounting ones that are used for, I call it lightweight towing. So if you're in the LA area and you can help me out, get this person a tow hitch, I would appreciate it. And I got one I could bring to you. So let me know. Send me a message, call or text. I'd appreciate it. Another one of my buddies, a good viewer, is looking for an angle flange downpipe. 3-inch. Those things, man, I guess you could buy them new with a total exhaust system, but it's kind of expensive, $800 or so. If somebody has a 3-inch angle flange downpipe that they want to sell, let me know. I could get you in connection with the guy that needs it, and he has other things that he no longer needs. So there's a lot of people looking for these angle flange downpipes. If somebody has access to where people can buy them, that'd be great. They don't want the whole exhaust, just the downpipe. Downpipe helps, but most of the systems available is an entire exhaust. Man, an extra special one would be the one that will work on all-wheel drive vehicles. But man, I bet there's 100 people that would buy just a 3-inch angle flange downpipe for their front-wheel drive cars. So that's the thought. If somebody knows a lead where we can get a hold of those, let me know, and we'll try to get those things manufactured. In this video, I struggled with timing. Man, I was one tooth off a bunch of times. I don't know why I had such a hard time getting that timing right. However, I will say this. A lot of these cars have the timing off one tooth. These cars drive well with it one tooth off. It might affect your power band somewhere. Most people won't know, especially if you're not running a tuned vehicle. You have to be probably 4 or 5 teeth off to do damage on your valves. So don't be overly concerned with being a tooth off. 2 teeth off would definitely affect how smooth the car runs. You might notice that if you're 2 teeth off, but you probably won't notice 1 tooth off. My daughter's car was 1 tooth off for many months, probably a couple years, and she was actually getting better gas mileage with it being 1 tooth off. Probably wasn't getting the power that she needed, but it really wouldn't affect it that much. So I just wanted to let you guys know that. Yes, I am still in the San Francisco area. No, I don't know how much longer I'll be here. Probably just a couple days before I start moving around a little bit more. I'm supposed to go to Gilroy or something like that to do a manual swap. I'll probably do that next weekend. I understand that's the garlic capital of the world. No, I will not be eating no ice cream that's made of garlic. Man, this makes me nauseous just thinking about it. But hey, here if you want anything garlic, it's found in this place. So that's all I got for today. Hope you guys are having a safe weekend and have a good Easter on tomorrow. I had some fun scrounging stuff out of the junkyard yesterday. Didn't get any work done. The day before that, I was exhausted. Didn't do much the day before that. Just test drove somebody's car that's having a failing transmission. And so I'm 2 days behind. I got to find some work today and tomorrow. So wish me well. I appreciate you guys' prayers and your support, and the people that's been sending donations through PayPal. I really appreciate it. Thanks a lot for your support. Man, Maddie is excited about how that platinum wagon turned out. They still got a little ways to go on it, but it's running good. Definitely that. So thanks. I'm glad you guys enjoyed the stuff that we did at the college. If you know anybody in the California area that wants some automotive training to become a mechanic, I think that's probably a good resource. The guy they had helping us named Andrew, world class. I don't think we could have found a better person to support us through that project. Shout out to them. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed today's clips. Welcome to Hanging Out with Robert. That's me. This video contains things that I encountered throughout the day. If for some reason I complete a task and you would like to see the details, you could click on the link in the description area below. This video also contains tips and tricks that I learned throughout the years. I plan on leaving this video accessible for about 30 days. After that, you can view it through my Patreon account. Thank you very much for watching. Kicking off the Tinker Day at Solano College, where we are transforming this 1996 850 Platinum Wagon. Limited edition car. It is getting the works, being shown a lot of love. Here we go, folks. See if we have this thing put together and running before the day's in. Got the timing set with the timing marks. Not really paying too much attention to these paint marks. Got it on the crank. Got the pin pulled. Reset back up. Got to recheck the torque on these things. And roll it over one time. And put the transmission on. Decided to take one of the old transmission mounting bolts and make a hang guide for it like people do wheel lug nuts. So I'm going to screw that thing in there and guide that transmission on with that so it can be lined up. Hopefully one will do it. And then I'm going to put the transmission on, go through that hole, get it started with some other bolts, and then pull this out. Let's see how that works for me. Hit this with the pressure washer. Probably could have hit it with the parts washer. It had a lot of clutch material on it. Looked like somebody had burned the clutch pretty bad that was in there, and get ready to put this new throwout bearing in and get this transmission mounted. Power washed that last night to get a bunch of the crud out of that thing, man. It was nasty. Nasty. Plug the holes with paper towels. So let's get that installed. Getting the subframe ready for this engine transmission. Brand new mount. Hutchinson's, baby. You know why? It's good for racing. Limb forder on the anti-sway bar end links. You know why? Good for racing. Got one on each side. Brand new. Now we're going to press out these subframe bushings and put solid bushings from Viva Performance in there. You know why? You got it. Good for racing. Brand new hydraulic mounts, front and back. That's going to feel good when we're, guess what? You got it. Racing. So let me go get the press these out, press the new ones in, then I'll be ready to set the engine on top of here. Whoop, whoop. Brand new, right off the press. You know how you know they're brand new? Still got metal shavings in them. That's how you get that newness. Next up, pressing these subframe bushings out and putting the fresh ones in. Whoop, whoop. Push them out with the press quick and easy. Carefully pressing them in with this cup action and this C-clamp. That's it, baby. One down, 3 to go. Let's keep it cracking. There it is, folks. 4 for 4. 35 minutes when you got the right equipment. Let's go ahead and push this over there and set the engine on it. I don't want to put these T40s back in this oil cooler thermostat housing or the block off plate. So I'm going to size them. That's a 7 1.0 thread by 20 millimeter long. M7 1.0 by 20. Oil cooler line block off plate installed. Why? For racing. I know y'all say if it ain't got a cooler, it ain't good for racing, but what if you're racing and your oil cooler lines explode and you drop all your oil in the middle of a race? That ain't good. Reliability, lower maintenance, functional, blocked off. Thought it was time to put this engine up here, but then I remembered they had tie rod in, so I pulled the boot off and it is wet in here. Not a good sign. I would recommend they put some stop leak in this power steering system because it's starting to leak. And I was surprised I was able to break that loose with this big channel lock instead of a pipe wrench or that other tool. So we're going to put tie rods on there and then put the engine up here. I got the inner and outer tie rods in on. Normally between 12 and 13 turns on this will get you close. Get a wheel alignment ASAP. When you do inner and outer, there's just no way you're going to get that right. You don't want to be eating up tires. And I got to get some big zip ties for this right here. Here we are, folks, getting ready to put the engine and trans on the subframe finally. Power plant is together. We're going to put the control arms on, then maneuver this thing. Actually, after I put the control arms on, I'm going to remove the intake manifold, change the knock sensors, and change this PCV tube that's destroyed running over here. Man, that freaking thing is $200 now, just the one tube. Then I got to reset the timing because I'm a half tooth off there, half tooth off there, and a whole tooth off here. Actually, I'm a half tooth off retarded, and this is a half tooth off advanced. So I'm a whole tooth off on my exhaust. So I need to advance that exhaust. Oh man, shoot. Yeah, I think I'll be better off advancing this exhaust. Oh man, I don't know. That exhaust is right on, and that's a half a tooth. I think I'm gonna leave this timing alone. I don't know. Yeah, I think I'm gonna advance this exhaust a half tooth. Do. Yeah, I'm gonna exhaust that exhaust a half a tooth, just so I feel better about it. Headed to lunch. Be back to hit it hard. Back at it. I'm gonna adjust the timing, then pull the intake manifold. Ready to pull the intake manifold. There's a bolt missing there. Hopefully it's not broke off in the head. And I got to get this PCV hose off of here without breaking it. There's a midget bolt holding the oil dipstick in, and that bolt is totally missing. Interesting. Well, that's quite interesting. I never seen a loop-de-loop roller coaster over here. I guess that's when they do when they don't want to spend $200 on that part. And look like there's a key down there behind the oil trap box and some kind of gasket. Has a Fel-Pro gasket on there. That's probably the only one that's reusable. I don't know what kind of key that is, but that's a fuel injector thing there. So let's get this knock sensors off of here, because I don't think we have a plug for this on our old harness. And then, oh man, somebody's been in here and done this box at one time. It's got a NA box on it, because if it had a turbo box on it, it would be higher. It's not leaking though. That's a good thing. Or it would be, or there would be oil down there. So let me get this off of here. Oh, that's an interesting clamp on that. Nice. Get this broke stuff out of here. Oh man, some sludge down there. Probably means this box is full, plugged, but I don't have the parts to replace that stuff, so we're gonna have to let it go for another day. If this oil trap system, PCV system's clogged, messed up, jacked up, that'll make the car smoke. And if it's smoking, it won't pass smog, and we are in California, that may be an issue. You can see where that tube was broke there. Broke in there somewhere. So this thing was broken in several places. And this is why we're replacing what we could. Have the knock sensors installed, the PCV hose installed, the new intake manifold gasket on. I'm gonna go with the old intake manifold because it has one less port than the 98 manifold has. I'm putting a wire harness in, so I'm gonna clean off the grounds and plug this stuff up. Got the harness connected, getting ready to splice the PNP switch wires and go find me a fuel rail. Also got the intake manifold installed. That's some crazy stuff. I've never seen that before. I am blown away. I'm a tooth off again. Cranks one tooth off, advanced, and the cams are aligned. So I gotta pull this thing off again. Wow. I'm having a hard time with timing on this car. This is impossible. It is 8:49. That's it for tonight. Disappointed I didn't get that engine in there, but that's first thing in the morning. Wrestle with that timing. Man, 3-4 times a day. And I think everything is together on that thing except for lower coolant hose, serpentine belt stuff. So we'll work on that first thing in the morning. Put that engine in and do some other stuff under the hood before we put that engine in. Make it easy for us for access, pedals and shift cables and stuff like that. If you feel that this information was useful, please like it and share it with your social media friends. You can subscribe to my channel so that you will get notifications of future videos that I post. You can follow me on Twitter, and if you need to contact me directly, please visit my website. And if you have any questions, leave them below, and someone or myself will reply to them. Again, thank you very much for watching.